what's up, YouTube? It's Craig here, Reviews for You. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Roundhead Johnson. Alright, so this is his idea for his trilogy. He wants to actually change the Force and Star Wars lore. That's what he wants to do. You don't think he's already screwed up enough stuff with The Last Jedi? He's already turned Rey into, well, part of the damn Matrix. She can pretty much act like Trinity and just, you know, absorb anybody else's Force powers. Just like that. But he wants to actually change how the Force actually works. Wants to change Star Wars lore altogether with his small-minded little trilogy. Now, I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him, which is a pretty long way considering he's a pretty small package. Now, granted, his head's pretty big and pretty round, and, you know, according to the little kid in Jerry Maguire, it weighs about 8.5 pounds. Now, his, I would say, would probably be more like a 10-pound bowling ball, maybe even 12. But considering it's completely empty on the inside, it may not weigh as much. So, I want to know what all you guys think about that. Alright, I really don't want this guy touching anything that has to do with Star Wars, or any small children, or anything else. I don't want him touching anything. Nothing. Absolutely. Alright, so I'm not saying he's a pedophile. I'm just saying I don't want him touching any of that. But his trilogy, he wants to change the Force. How are you not going to take the man who created Star Wars, the Star Wars galaxy, the universe, and change anything that the creator did? Because, believe me, Rian Johnson, you are no George Lucas. I'm just putting that out there. I've seen your movies. You are no George Lucas. When it comes to how you want to change things, I don't want any part of it. Your shit's gonna bomb if it ever makes it to a friggin' movie theater. And we're gonna make sure that it does, if it ever makes it to a movie theater. Now, I don't see any possible way how Disney and Lucasfilm can even keep this little dickhead around. It just doesn't make any sense. Business-wise, it doesn't make any sense. But they're going to know after Episode 9, whenever we finally get a real Star Wars movie, which is going to be the D&D trilogy. We'll actually get a real Star Wars movie. And these guys are heavily into the lore already. They have done tons and tons and tons of research. They know what it's going to take to make a Star Wars film, and it is going to be made for the hardcore fans. Now, as I said in an earlier video, and I'll link it, it'll be at the very end of this video right here, and people told me I was wrong, I was crazy, there's no way they want to do this, there's no way they'd ever do this. I'm going to link it at the end of this video, just to show you that I'm not a damn prophet, and I don't look in a crystal ball, and I don't make assumptions. I said weeks and weeks ago that their whole purpose is to eliminate the original trilogy fans and bring in a new fan base. And everybody told me I was crazy, told me I was wrong. Where are you getting this information? I'm getting this information straight from fucking Lucasfilm. Where do you think I'm getting this information? I don't make shit up. I'm not going to sit here and just tell everybody everything's great and everything's, you know, it's not. It's not great. We have Rian Roundhead Johnson. I hate to even admit that his freaking middle name is the same as my first name, because now we have a damn connection together. And believe me, if it was up to me, I'd cut the hand off. You can't go through business with a liability. Rian Johnson is a liability. You can't create more movies with a liability. You want to take the Obi-Wan movie, which people would actually want to watch, if you're not doing it, and you want to put it on a streaming service, but you're going to take this, I'm going to redesign the Force, and I'm going to change Star Wars lore forever, when there is 40 years worth of history plus everything that's been going on, plus the Knights of the Old Republic, plus all the Rebels, plus the EU, plus everything else that's been expanded off of the original trilogies and off of the prequels. And you're gonna change all this? You're gonna change how the Force works. You're already changing how the Force works. You made Mary Sue. Apparently, it takes absolutely no fucking talent at all in order to become the baddest Jedi there is. Apparently, all I have to do is, oh, I don't know, tickle somebody's fingers, and now I have all the powers that they have, and all the training that they have, and all the mental ability that they have, and everything else that goes into becoming a Jedi. What you're doing is you're making a mockery of the Force. You're making a mockery of the franchise. You're making a mockery of everything that we've held dear for so many years that it's unbelievable that you, even in your mind, could think that you would be able to get away with this shit. I realize that there are bigger things going on in our country right now than Star Wars. The problem is those bigger things going on in our country are making it into Star Wars. I'm not going to have that shit in my Star Wars. I'm not going to have your ass writing and producing anything that affects anything for the past history of Star Wars. If I were George Lucas, even though I sold the franchise, I would go to your house and I would punch you square in the face. I know, it's like square peg, round hole. Yeah, I would punch you square in the face. And I was like, who in the fuck do you think you are? Quite honestly, who do you think you are? I want to have a sit down, a one-on-one with you. That's what I want. I want to have a one-on-one with you because apparently you are screwed up in the head and should be going to therapy minimum 3 days a week. I don't care what kind of daddy issues you got. I don't care about anything else that you've got going on. I don't care. I have watched your movies. They're bleh. You're not creative. All you do is ruin things, which is how you got the name Rian Johnson. Now, do I honestly think that this thing's going to happen? Hell no. I don't think Rian Johnson's trilogy is ever going to happen. And for the sake of Star Wars and the sake of Lucasfilm and for the sake of all the money that Disney's put into their parks and everything else, they best be looking at this trilogy. Because if you start changing Star Wars history and Star Wars lore and everything along with it, including how the Force works and what the Force is, you're going to go broke. Now, luckily for corporations, we can go broke and it doesn't financially hurt us. We can eventually work our way out of it. We can eventually sell off assets. We can do whatever we need to do and continue to function under bankruptcy because we're corporations. But do you really want to do that? Your fan base is already down. And I'm still going to link that video where I said this a month ago that they're trying to get rid of the original trilogy people, the original fan base, and they're trying to bring in all the little SJWs and a whole new fan base. Got news for you. If it hadn't been for us, there is no Star Wars. None. I'm Craig. Reviews for you. Let me know what you think about somebody trying to change the Force and Star Wars lore. Especially Rian Johnson being the one to change the Force and Star Wars lore. Let me know in a comment down below. Click on the link for my video that everybody told me I was crazy. And make sure that you watch it. I'm not crazy. What I am is extremely smart, extremely intelligent, and don't let the Southern drawl affect your judgment on my intelligence. I can speak like a Yankee if I want to. I can speak like I'm from California if I want to. But this is who I am. I can use big words. But I know that, you know, the Star Wars audience nowadays doesn't understand big words. We've already found that out on Twitter. You know, I can throw out mathematical equations that people don't understand. I've already found that out on Twitter too. It's pretty sad. The state of our country is now made it into Star Wars, and we all know what the state of the country is. I don't care what your political view is, right or left. I don't care. I honestly don't. I don't care if you're male or female. I honestly don't. I don't care if you're gay or straight. I honestly don't. I do care if you fuck around with little children, but I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't care about your race. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're rich, poor, in between. Makes no difference to me. If you see me in public and you want to talk Star Wars, I'll talk Star Wars with you for freaking hours. Now, back to Rian Johnson. It's an open invitation, Rian, and I hope somebody shares this on your page. And I hope somebody gets this message directly to you. I want to have a sit down with you. If you really want to know how Star Wars works, and you really want to know what the essence of Star Wars is, and you really are thinking about changing how the Force works and the Star Wars lore, I believe I can educate you on how that's going to be the biggest failure in the history of cinema. You thought Solo bombed, and you thought Solo lost a lot of money. We're talking about bankrupting the damn company. I will even pay for the freaking plane ticket. I will pay for everything else to go out there and have a sit-down meeting with you, Rian Johnson. I'll be civil. I won't call you names. We've been called enough names. I'm not going to call you names. I want to sit down and have a civil conversation with you. And I want to tell you exactly what Star Wars is, because you don't know. Just because you watched a movie, or you watched 2 movies, or 3 movies, does not mean you're a fan, and does not mean you understand what Star Wars means. Especially not to fans. We obviously know you don't know how the Force works. I can explain that to you. If you want to bring me onto your trilogy as an advisor and we can actually make a good movie, you'll have to listen though. And I'm not talking about, well, if you think you know more than Kathleen Kennedy, you're damn right I know more than Kathleen Kennedy. You know why? My company doesn't lose hundreds of millions of dollars. My company doesn't lose customers. My company doesn't do any of that. So yeah, do I know more than Kathleen Kennedy? You damn skippy I do. Do I know more about the Force than Kathleen Kennedy? Damn skippy I do. Do you want to know why? Because I've studied it. I've lived it. It's my life. So, it's an open invitation, Ryan. All you have to do is say, come on out, Craig, and we'll have a sit-down conversation. I'll be civil. I won't punch you in the face. I won't put you in a headlock. You won't need any of your security guards to protect you from the big bad Southern man. You won't have any of that to worry about. I just want to have a conversation back and forth so I can explain to you how badly you have fucked up Star Wars. And if you try to change the Force, or you try to change Star Wars lore, you're going to fail miserably. Now, I'm Craig. Reviews for you. Let me know what you think about Rian Johnson changing the Force down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Look forward to next week's Rebel Alliance. Click the link up here that I'm about to put up for the video showing a month ago that they're going to try and change the OT fans everybody said I was crazy about. And see if it's not exactly what's happening. I'm not a prophet. We'll see y'all next time. I'm out of here.